Hi, this is Tina Marta, and I am working with my student on his third tutoring lesson. We're doing solving linear systems of equations. I've asked him to review, to activate the prior knowledge that he had in class with Mrs. Stowell, and the literary terms that we are going over today are the equal value methods, which is what you need to use to solve the problem. There are two of them, a substitution method and an elimination method. Basically, the substitution method is used when you have one equation with a variable that is isolated. You can go ahead then and substitute out and solve the problems that way.
So basically, you've taught me how to use substitution method to get an isolated variable, because I had to figure out what x was here. So, how do I do that?
Right, that's what we talked about.
How do I...
Well, we're going to go over that in just a quick second here. When you see that you have a variable by itself like that, like you just pointed out the x, and it lets you know that the x is equal to 5 minus y, half your work's done for you. Because now you can go ahead and you can plug in 5 minus y into the main problems for x, and then just solve it out. It will give you one of the variables, but it won't give you both. So then you're going to have to do a second step. And do you know what that second step is going to be?
I got to put it back into the equation, right?
You got to put it back in the equation
and solve again.
So that you get a solution.
You got to
and when you get a solution, what do you do with it? You've got so this one, the solution is 1, 4. You would take that and you would graph that. Exactly. Now, the second thing, elimination method. Academic term that you need to know and understand. You use this when you can't use the substitution method because you don't have an isolated variable. You have a more complicated problem. The reason it's an elimination method is because you're going to look at these problems and you have to find a number that you can use to multiply both equations and eliminate one of the variables. So if you're looking at this example,
it would be 4 for that one.
4 would work. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to multiply.
Just put in 4 and multiply it.
And it's going to get you down to one of your variables. You've got x, but now how are you going to get y?
By
same step.
Plugging in x, putting in 4 for x.
This step's the same as the substitution method.
I just do the same thing.
It's just a different way of getting to the same answer. So now let's take a look at this. And this is going to just take about 30 more seconds. I want you to look at this practice problem that I wrote down for you. And tell me what you see. Would that be a substitution or elimination problem?
Substitution.
And why would it be
because x is isolated.
Well, no. Look at it again. You have x plus y equals 3, and you have y equals 3x plus 11.
So the y is isolated?
The y is the one that's isolated. So now that you know that, and you know it's a substitution problem, you know the steps that you need to follow.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Next question for you before we go is, if you don't have that, if you look at this next example and you don't have an isolated variable, what method are you going to use?
Elimination.
And you're going to find a number that you can do
with? You find one you can multiply with that would make it work.
And then you follow the same steps. Okay, we're going to stop right now.
Okay, thank you for the help.
So if you could bring the 5 practice pages back to our last session. We'll go over them quickly. I just want to make sure that you understand this completely because this is going to be on your final. We're going to talk about test-taking strategies, and we're going to talk about study skills. My question for you before you go is, do you have any questions for me on what we just went over?
Nah, I think I got it.
And is there anything that I can help you with that I have not done yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, think about it. If you think of something before the next session, let me know. This was brief for my video for my class, so thank you for doing that for me, and I will see you at the next session. Thank you.
Cool.